Hey everybody, this is Stephen M. Lowisz with the Rise or Die podcast, episode 2, What Do You Want? So, growing up, I was always the pudgy kid, always. I was the kid that wore husky, and I was heartbroken when I found out what husky meant. Basically, you're a fat ass. Um, I was always embarrassed. I was always made fun of. I had no confidence. It was really shitty. And really, I would get pissed off about it, and then I would go feed my emotions, like literally eat just because I felt like shit because I ate too much. It was really shitty, and I wasn't morbidly obese, but enough to feel horrible for a very long time. And this translates into every area where I wanted some big results, right? Like I was always doing research on, hey, how does Steven get a six pack, or how does Steven make $1,000,000? I had some big goals. The problem was they were only goals. And I think I mentioned in episode 1, a goal is a nice idea with no action plan and no expiration date. A target is an actionable goal. So when I talk in targets, but that's not really, vernacular most people use. So for now, I'm just going to say goal, but know that target is really the right word. I always had really big goals, but I never did anything about them except research. I would always fact find. I would always, go online, look at everything under the sun on Google in regards to starting a business ideas, how to get a six pack. And I would go really strong for like an hour. And then I realized, wow, I just like absorbing information. I don't like actually doing the fucking work. And it didn't get me anywhere. I was still pudgy. I still wasn't making enough. And then it translated into my relationships and my faith, right? Like, oh, sweet, I really like this church sermon, so now I'm an awesome Christian. When in reality, I wasn't committed to it at all. It was just a nice thought. I liked hearing the pastor give me some more content, but I didn't do anything with it, even that same day. And in marriage, it had an awesome date with my now wife, and I'm thinking, man, like things are awesome. I love this. And then I don't actually do anything that shows my now wife. This is when we were dating. Man, I really love her, right? It was all talk and no action, and unfortunately, that's how most people are. But when it comes down to it, I came to a realization. I was in a really shitty situation, but I didn't actually know what I wanted. Like, being rich is not what you want. Being rich is some superficial goal that has no number to it, no action plan, no expiration date. Saying I want to be rich is the dumbest goal you could have. Same thing with, I want to be fit. Well, what does that mean? If you don't know what it means, you can't do anything about it. So I realized where I was. I was in a shitty spot where I was, 50 pounds overweight, embarrassed of myself, not making enough, shitty relationship with my now wife when we were dating, horrible relationship with God. This translates across all areas. I knew where I was, but I didn't actually know where I wanted to go. So I would just absorb a bunch of information about goals other people had and how they reached their goals, or should I say targets, because they actually did shit. So one of the most important things I ever did was start to figure out what I wanted. So when it comes to body, I wanted to be a weapon. I wanted to know that my family was safe. I wanted to know that if someone came into my house with a gun, I was going to kill that fucker. I wanted to release energy from the anger and the issues that I had at the time. That's why I wanted to be fit. It wasn't to have a six-pack. I thought it was, but it really wasn't. I wanted to feel like a weapon. What does this mean for you and your body? What do you want out of your fitness? What do you want out of your marriage? What do you want out of your business? What do you want out of body, being, balance, and business? The core 4 I mentioned in episode 1. It's a concept developed by Wake Up Warrior. Garrett J. White's the founder of it. He came up with the idea that there are 4 areas of your life that matter, nothing else: body, being, balance, and business. What do you want out of your core 4? That's what I'll challenge you with today. What do you want in body, being, balance, and business? Most people will then come up with a bunch of things they don't want. Well, I don't want to be poor. Well, I don't want to live paycheck to paycheck. Well, I don't want to feel fat. Well, no shit, no one does, but that's not what you want. So I want to encourage you today, what do you want? I went from a pudgy kid that looked up a bunch of information to actually putting action into my lifestyle. It's all about action for me. So I'm still not the most fit. I'm still nowhere near where I want to be. I'll make that very clear. I don't have a six-pack, and I'm just in the beginning phases because this realization only came to me 12 months or so ago. I'm right now actually recording this podcast in front of my MMA gym. MMA is always something I wanted to do. Always did a lot of research on it. Now I'm actually doing MMA and jiu-jitsu. I've always wanted to be an endurance athlete. Well, earlier this year I did my first adventure race, and now I'm training for my first half Ironman. Talk about action, right? I don't even know how I'm going to do this shit. I get up every single morning at 4 or 4:30. Sometimes I sleep through till 5 on accident, but I'm up every single day in the pool, in the gym, doing something. Then after work, I go to MMA. I'm not saying be a health nut. I'm not even a health nut. I still got another 10, 15 to lose, right? I'm not going to be a hypocrite here. I don't want to be the pot calling the kettle black, right? I'm clumping me into the same group as who I'm calling out. But I've dropped weight. I'm more weaponized than ever, and I'm going to be more and more every fucking day. This all came because I realized what I actually wanted. What do you want out of your body, being, balance, and business? If you can't declare it, you're never going to have it. Again, if you can't declare it, you're not going to have it. So, one last time, what do you want out of body, being, balance, and business? That is episode 2. What do you want with me, Stephen M. Lowisz? Do me a favor, share this podcast with someone. Someone else needs to hear it. If you're getting anything out of this, share it with someone. I'll talk to you guys again tomorrow.